Now, even though I consider myself a biscuit expert, I had no idea they were made in such colossal amounts.
Without this level of production, none of us would have the choice we have when it comes to biscuits. And let's be honest, that doesn't bear thinking about.
But when did production on this scale begin? Ruth's in London to find out.
Nearly 170 years ago, a family of tea importers based near here on the south bank of the Thames decided to diversify and make biscuits.
From the wharves and mills of the London docks, they had easy access to cheap imported flour and sugar. The company was called Peak Freen, and using the very latest steam-powered machinery, their factories created some of the world's most famous biscuits right here in Bermondsey, an area that became known as Biscuit Town. Food historian Mukta is giving me a peek inside the building that was once a giant factory.
So, this biscuit factory was built in 1866, and we're standing in a room that they would have used to sort out all the broken biscuits into packets and sold at the local markets cheaply.
This is quite late, though, isn't it? When you think of when the Industrial Revolution starts, you know, way back in sort of 1700, it's not until the mid-Victorian, 150 years later, that you start to get industrialised food production. We've had industrialised textiles, industrialised iron and steel, but food is really late to the party.
That's right. So it's only really in the 1860s you get a kind of level of industrialisation that created the snack biscuit. This was one of the first factories who embraced technology to such an extent that this was purpose-built to house these huge steam-powered turbines that would turn belts and conveyors and cutting machines.
Before these newfangled machines, posh biscuits were the preserve of the wealthy. But this technology meant that fancier snack biscuits like chocolate digestives and complex sandwich biscuits like bourbons and custard creams could be produced on a huge scale, making them more accessible to all. And their first bestseller in 1861 was the groundbreaking Garibaldi.
It's quite innovative as that, with fruit in the middle and then two biscuits baked together with flour from North America, fruit from the colonies. You know, this is kind of an empire-building biscuit. It reflected global Britain of its time.
By the turn of the 20th century, Peak Freen was producing hundreds of millions of biscuits a year. It was an incredible industrial success story, and Mukta has found an extraordinary archive film that celebrated it.
So this is Peak Freen's biscuit factory right here, but in 1906.
Oh, my goodness. An Edwardian inside the factory. Oh, no, here we can see all the machines going. Now, that is an Edwardian moustache, isn't it?
Very fine.
This is the cutting-edge technology, these sorts of rolling and mixing machines. This is mass production for a mass market. An oven that it just rolls through all by itself, cooking as it goes.
At its peak, the factory employed 4,000 people. But like many in this early industrial era, there was little health and safety.
No guards on anything, look. Belts running all over the place. Jeepers, that place must have been dangerous. Oh, my goodness, look at this little lad. Oh, how old must he be?
In 1901, 22% of boys in England aged between 10 and 14 were working. Thankfully, that's a thing of the past. In 1933, the Children and Young Persons Act set a minimum working age of 14, and in 1972, that age was raised to 16.
The packing is all female.
100% female, in fact.
And again, young, look. An entire community streaming out of the factory. Here comes the finished product, look. Horses and carts over the cobbles. And a couple of motorised vehicles too. So this is right on the cusp, isn't it, when the first motor lorries are coming in to replace the horse and cart.
It was a new era of the mass market, with Peak-Freen exporting affordable sweet treats from Biscuit Town right across the country and around the world from the nearby London docks. The factory closed in 1989, but this remarkable film shows that it was right at the forefront of our mass-produced food revolution.
This is very much like those shots we have at the end of our programmes with the lorries bringing the produce out. It's exactly the same.
Just 118 years earlier.
And there's no dodgy comedian from Bolton.
Hey, no need, Ruth. She's always so lovely on the telly.